I've been printing these Easter eggs recently and noticed prominent rings towards the top of the print, and that just won't do. In this video I'll be testing the best ways to go about fixing this issue by testing the best print settings and sharing it with you. To begin, I needed a test model I could use that consistently reproduces the ringing on top of the printed part, so I opened up Fusion 360 and put together this simple dome part. And based on what I already know about this, I should get the same rings I get with the Easter egg print. So I exported the file, brought it into Bambu Slicer and hit print using the default settings given to you when opening up a new file. As you can see, my first print perfectly recreated the issue I'm trying to solve and serves as the control print going forward. I used a standard 0.2mm layer height and the total time to print came to 18 minutes total. To begin solving the issue, we must first understand how the issue arises in the first place. So I've put together a diagram that should help me better explain what we're seeing. Both diagrams show the same yellow shape, the true geometry of the model, with the blue lines representing the printed layers. In the larger layer height version on the left hand side, the blue lines are spaced further apart, so each layer creates a bigger step where it meets the yellow edge. This results in a rough stepped surface with greater distances between each step as we get higher up the model. In the smaller layer height version on the right hand side, the blue lines are closer together, so each step is much smaller and follows the yellow curve much more closely, producing a smoother final finish. So without changing the physical shape of the model we're printing, we can actually change the resolution, so to speak, of how it's printing. We can recreate this reduced step by using shallower layer heights, or as it's known within Bambu Studio, a variable layer height. As you can see, the difference between version 1 and 2 is night and day. Although this isn't perfect, it's clearly a much better finish and only took 2 minutes longer to print, totaling 20 minutes. To get this finish, I applied the variable layer height using the button at the top of the screen and simply used the default settings given to me. Just press the adaptive and the smooth button. After doing so, my model now has a green and orange hue to it, representing the different layer heights to be applied once it's sliced. Green represents shorter layer heights, dropping all the way down to 0.08mm, and orange represents taller layer heights, rising to 0.28mm. The differing layer heights can be monitored and modified on the right hand side of the screen using this scale. Left click to reduce the height and right click to raise it. Although I'll simply be using the layer heights given to me while using these parameters. Last thing worth noting here is that the layers towards the bottom of the dome have actually been increased to reduced print time, as the stepping effect is less of a factor at the part of the arc that's less shallow found at the bottom of this dome print. This is noticeable when comparing both of the finished prints, because version 1 actually looks smoother towards the bottom since the layer height is 0.2 rather than 0.28 used in version 2. With version 3, I disregarded print speed and went for all-out quality, by turning the quality to speed dial all the way to 0 for the best quality. As a result of this, the print turned out incredibly well, even showing diamond or square formations within the finish that can't be seen in version 1 or 2. I have no idea why. So what was the cost of this? The print time increased by 50%, bringing the total print time for version 3 all the way up to 30 minutes. The layer height used for this print used typical 0.2mm for the first few layers before quickly dropping to 0.12mm and then gradually lowering the layer height throughout the print process until it reached its seemingly minimum layer height of 0.8mm at the top of the print. But let's not gloss over the fact that there is still stepping occurring at the very top still, although much less. And this is simply down to how 3D printing fundamentally works, and in theory, if it were possible to reduce the layer heights even further, we'd still run into the issue, just on a much smaller scale. Before I move on to the conclusion, I just wanted to remind you to subscribe. This kind of stuff takes time, and if you find it helpful, hit the sub button so you can see more, and it also lets me know you enjoy this style of content. So what did I learn? Looking at them all side by side, there's a clear winner and it's not even up for debate. If you have the time to sacrifice, then I'd always apply a variable layer height, especially when a domed top is involved. Of course this comes at the cost of time, but how hard is it just to wait longer? The printer is doing all the work anyway. This does come with a caveat though. The larger the print is you're doing, the more of a multiplying effect incorporating variable layer heights will have on the overall print time of the part. Throughout this test, I've been using a model that is just under 5 grams of filament per part. So I decided to scale up each version by 2x using the same print parameters to highlight this print time multiplication effect. For instance, version 1 at double scale uses default print settings, increases from 18 minutes to 51. Version 2 also increases to 52 minutes, since the lower layer heights are all localized within the area of issue at the top of the dome. And version 3 increases from 30 minutes all the way to 70, since a lower layer height is applied across the span of the entire print, which is unnecessary, but 100% leaves you with the best finish. And lastly, the type of material you're using makes a huge difference in how the stepping effect will show up on the print. I've found that the layer lines are much more visible in the gold silk PLA than matte cream PLA, hence why I use the golden silk PLA for the testing. So take into account the type of material you're using, and in my experience, white matte PLA is the most forgiving and generally produces the best looking finishes for just about all of the prints I've done in the past. Anyway, subscribe.